I don't know how to fix that, Stacy. How are you, Stacy and Robert? And I'm looking at, where does it say 19? What does it say? 216. Where does it say that? Anyway, how are we? It won't confuse people because what I'm doing right now is I'm actually filming this other than YouTube. So you get a better quality video. I'm going to upload it to YouTube. We're going to continue with the reading. Yeah, I see it. I don't know why it says that. Anyway, do we kind of get a better idea of the dot? Anything still confusing you about the dot? The dot placed after a note. Okay, where's my microphone? Increases the value. Increases the value of the note by 1/2 the original value. A quarter note equals 2/8 notes. You got it, all right. But now, see, it's just not one lesson. You have to. I'm going to write out a whole. Where's the book? I'm going to write out a whole page, maybe 12 measures of reading. It really gets very confusing because you have 16th note rest, dotted 8th note rests, so on and so forth. So we'll see how well you can do. But for example, if you look at the workbook, okay, now you don't see any dot there, but there's dots. What I'd like you to do, so we get this straightened out, all right? If you look at page 1, ostinato symbol pattern number 1, you will see on the bottom line, the bass drum part. Don't play the right hand or left hand. Just play the bass drum part. For example, line 1, 1E and the 2E and the 3E and the 4E and the. Go directly into line 2, 1E and the 2E and the 3E and the E and so on, 1E and the 2E and 3E and the 4E and the. Then you go to 4, 1E and the 2E and 3E and the 4E and 5, 1E and the 2E and the 4 and 1 and 2E and the 3E and the 4E and 1E and the 2E and 3E and the 4E and 1E and the 2E and 3E and the 4 and 1E and a 2E and 3E and a 4E and 1E and the 2, 3E and the 4. Now, that's the easy part. You should be able to play that just the way I did. No problems. Okay? Now, what you want to do is we're going to take the Gary Chester systems. We'll take 4 of them. Who might this be? How you doing, William? How's the knee? Patella, kneecap. Okay, so what I just did, William, was you have the sheet on it. It's from the workbook, the ostinato number 1. I just played the bass drum part. And after I finish this, the first 4 systems, we're going to go back to the reading. you should have the page on the reading. Okay, so the first system is just alternating strokes on the hi-hat. 1 E and 1 E and a 2 E and a 3. Now I'm going to play the whole page down again with the bass drum. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E that 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 1 E and a 2 E and so on and so forth. Now let's get a few things straightened out. If you open up the new breed, you'll see his systems first, which some of them are pretty darn hard. Then you go to the reading where it says the melody line. I don't, what page would that be? We will have the book. If you go to page 14, the following pages are to be used as the melodies for the systems. Now, the melodies are, let's say you and the bass player are hooked up, or you're in the pocket and the bass player is playing the line. 1, 2, 5, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 1, Now, without rhythm, melody does not exist. So there is really, it's the rhythmic formation that you're reading, but you're thinking melodically. And that melody is there. Now, I could be a horn, dot, 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 or it could be the bass player, boom, 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 or whatever. That's the melody line. But it's the rhythm. Well, that's the whole object, William. You know, if you're playing, let's say, the first system. The first system is the 16th notes alternating strokes. 1 E and a 2. There's nothing to line up here. You're actually doing stick control book line 1. And if I said to you, play stick control book, play all the rights as the bass drum part, it's the same thing. But I'm not thinking melody line. What I'm thinking of is of the 4-measure increment there. So here we go. 1 E and a 2. Watch now. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 and a 2 E and 3 E and a 4 E and I'm sorry, I couldn't see. I just turned my head. But that's the objective. Now, what you're doing is you're taking alternate strokes. 1 E and a 2 E and a simple. It's actually line 1 of stick control book. The second system is actually line 2 of the stick control book. So what you're doing is you're playing the system on the hi-hat and you're playing down that rhythm with the bass drum. And that's not hard. You have to take it slow. You have to pay your dues. The way I do something like this, to get it musical, first I have to understand it rhythmically. And yeah, melodically as well. The melody without the rhythm, melody does not exist. So let's straighten that one out. So if I did that same phrase with the left hand, 1 E and a 2, and I'm going to look at the page, 3 E and here we go. 1 E and 2 E and E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4, so on and so forth. You get the idea? Now there's nothing here, I don't think, you can't read until you get to page 16. Then you come across the dot, and everybody seems to fall down with the dot. I don't understand why. It's a simple thing. Follow the rules. You drive in a car, you see a red light, you stop. The green light means go. That's the rules. So that's not difficult. So if you follow the rules with this, you're not going to have a problem. Everybody get to page 16, 11, or 2A rather, or 11A, however you want to interpret that. Now, I just demonstrated two of his systems, which are simple. All right, now, let's just read the first line. You have to be able to read it to put it with something else. So, now, line 1. I'm going to do a 16th note count. First off, do we understand everything I've done so far? Yes? No? Any questions so far? Okay, I'm going to read it down. But when I'm reading this, I'm going to count a 16th note pulse. At first, that's what you need to do, is to count. Eventually, by playing it so much, instead of counting, you're going to feel the rhythm and you're going to hum the rhythm. That's the objective of the book, is to hum the rhythm. But before you can hum the rhythm, you have to understand the notation. If you have any doubt with understanding the notation, it's not going to happen. So I'm going to play page 16, the first line, nice and slow. I'm in a 16th note pulse or count. So I'm counting 1, E, and now we play. 1, E, and 2, E, and 3, E, and 4, E, and 1, E, and 2, E, and 3, E, and 4, E, and 1, E, and 2, E, and 3, E, and 4, E, and 1, E, and 2, E, and 3, E, and 4, E, and now, if you can't read it like that, you're going to have difficulty going forward. So now is the time to ask the questions. We look at the first two measures. You have dots in there. Do you understand the first measure? The quarter note, 1, E, and the. Then you have an 8th note rest and an 8th note, 2, E, and the. Now you go to 3, okay? You have a dotted 8th note, which equals 3/16. So that's 3, E, and the, 4, E, and the. Now, the way I would recommend or suggest, and it worked for me and it works for my students that come to see me, okay, is to take one measure at a time and play it over and over again against one of the systems. One of the systems being this. No 2 and 4 yet. So you got 1 E and the 2. 1 E and the 2 E and the 3 E and over and over again for, I don't know, 10 years? No, as much as you should. You get it flowing against that system. From counting, instead of counting 1 E and the 2 E and the, eventually you're going to feel it like this. 1. I'm not counting, I'm humming that. Do we understand the concept? It's a basic concept. And you should do this with actually the first 4 systems. The first system is the stick control book. Alternating strokes, 16ths on the hi-hat. Then that's the right hand lead. The second one is the left hand lead. 1 E and 2 E and a. The third one is 16th notes by themselves. Okay? 1 E, I'm accenting the 1, 2, 3, 4, so I'm getting 1 E and a. That's the third one. The fourth one would be 1 E and a, 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and a. So that's 4 that you can work with. So you're working with the figure against those patterns, those systems. And what happens is you're going to eventually feel it so well that you're going to be able to hum it as opposed to counting it. It's just a natural way to go. You know, you're playing a tune. Ah, ah. I'm not counting it, I'm hearing it and feeling it. That's where these are going to be going. So that's 4 systems. As a supplementary exercise, if you take the stick control book, this is going to help you. The figures are here on this page somewhere. I'm not going to say, well, line 5 is the first measure, or so on and so forth. But if you take one of the systems, which would be alternating the strokes, 1E and 2, right? What we're going to do is we're going to play the page down. We're going to interpret the line, 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and we're going to eliminate the lefts and play the rights. So we have, we're going to play the rights with the bass drum. 1E and 2, 3. Next line, 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and 1E and 2E and You get the idea? Count 2 measures? Well, you're counting the whole thing at the moment. I'm playing down, I'm on stick control book. I'm thinking 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and So you're playing, that's the system. And you're reading this down with the bass drum to give you additional possibilities. You're going to take the stick control book and play all the rights down. So it's like a training thing. You know, how many push-ups can you do to get in shape, or how many sit-ups, how long you can jog. So I'm playing this, 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and 1E and again. I'm only playing one measure down, that's all. You can play as many as you want, but you're counting the whole thing at the moment. But if I hung out, say, line, I don't know, line 3. 3, 4. Ba-dup, 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 My hands have the time. My foot has the melody. Got it? Understand it? Okay, any questions at this point? Now, this is the simple part about it, but you're getting into the system. You're doing 4 different systems. And actually, you know what? If you did the cymbal ostinatos, the cymbal ostinato itself is a system. It's a simpler system than Chester's book. Robert, you understand it? William, do you understand it? And whoever else is watching? You know, I'm pretty excited too. It's more work for me, but I love everything that I do. You understand it? Okay, good. It's just a matter of you practicing it. Now, you have to be careful when you practice. You want to get a good sound, a good musical sound, not a ponderous kind of like struggling, oh man, I'm trying to get it in there. Nice and relaxed, nice and easy, like in the pocket. You're reading what you're playing. You're not feeling it at the moment. Eventually, the reading, you're playing with the reading and your counting will develop into a melody. I could take a bass line and play 2 and 4 on the snare drum and play the bass line with my bass drum against the system. That's melody. That's playing time. And you have to be in the pocket and feel good. That's what it's about. This is very, right now, this is very bottom line or ground zero. But we're going to develop it. You have to start someplace. Like I told William, you know, you just can't buy the book, open it up and say, all right, here I am, let's do it. No, there's some prerequisites and you need to understand the things that you're doing and why you're doing them. You know, the dot is important. The reading is extremely important. If you cannot figure out the reading with this book, you're going nowhere. I don't care how good of a player you may be. Okay? You want to progress inside of this book and get the benefit of the approach and the brilliance of Gary Chester. This is what you need to do. Okay? No questions. Everybody understands it. I'm really excited about this reading thing that I'm going to be doing as of the first of the year on Zoom. William, Robert, and Stacy. I know Stacy has Zoom. Robert, you have Skype, and so does William. All three of you, Stacy, Robert, and William, do you have Zoom? And we'll be doing a class sometime during the week in the first of the year, other than the YouTube and the Facebook lessons. All right, William has it. Robert, you have Zoom? Yeah? Stacy has it. Okay. So what I'm going to be doing, it's going to be a minimal. Okay. It's very simple, Robert. I'll send you a link just to download it. It's not a problem. It's free. How it works is I have to send you an invite. Like you send me, I have your email. I send you an invite. Say today at 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock, I'm going to do a Zoom lesson with reading. So I send you the email or invite. Okay? And all you do is click on the invite and you're there. All right. So what we're going to do is, this is not going to be free though. I need to make a living somehow. I'm giving too much away free. Okay, so this is going to be per session $5. And that's going to be to my PayPal account. And you have to pay for the 2 sessions out of the 4. So we could... well, whether it's friendly, so is Skype. I could do the same thing on Skype, but I can't see you on the screen the way I want to see. I could do a group. I could see Robert, I could see William, and I could see you and whoever else, plus you could see me. So if I say, Stacy, any questions? Read that first measure, you'll do it for me. Okay? But you can't be shy. You're going to do it in front of everybody. Okay? I think it's a pretty good idea. And I think it's not that nobody uses Zoom for group discussions. I want to use it for a very positive thing, and that's to teach people how to read. We'll be reading from simple reading to intermediate to difficult. And we also will be reading from, say, the Charlie Wilcoxon 150 rudimental solos. Now, don't go buying any books. I'll send you the files on this. Okay, for all the members that are going to join the group or are going to pay the minimum of $10, that's for 2 sessions, we'll be fine. What do you think of that, Robert and William and Stacy? I just need to upgrade the cameras that I've been using. I wish I could use it with these cameras, but I can't. So if I took one of these cameras and hooked it up to the other computer, it won't recognize it on Skype. Well, that's per session, but I need you to pay for 2 sessions. Huh. Got it, Stacy? And it's more than reasonable. The thing is to draw people. You know, I have people from South Africa. Now that's going to be an issue because there's, I believe, a 12-hour difference. I'm not going to do a lesson 2 o'clock in the morning. No way. I'm going to come up with a time that's going to be suitable for everyone. You know, you're in California to be filmed as well. No problem. But it's better to have you guys live. And other than the reading, I could see what we're doing here with, you know what? I'm going to try one or two lessons with the people that come on YouTube and my site and Facebook and see how it works. Okay, just with a drum pad, a pair of sticks, and we're in business. Okay? All right, so any questions? There's a lot of work here. There's 4 systems. Then, you know, you might get bored with the 4 systems. Hey, what can I tell you? You know, when I first started playing 6 nights a week, I said, whoa. I said, this is cool. You know, the first set, third set, fourth set, and last set. But for 6 nights a week, the first set was the same all the way through the week. Second, third, fourth, the same thing. Eventually, it wasn't really playing music. It was like a job. And that I don't like. I like, when I sit down behind my drum set, is to be creative and to play nice and be happy. When I have to play it a certain way, which is the cover tune, I dislike that. But that's okay. I made a lot of money doing that. Any questions about the supplementary exercises I gave you with the stick control book? Now, if you really, really want to expand on the systems, you want to make things, not that I'm being mean or anything, but difficult for you as a challenge. What do I mean by that? Well, the 4 systems are just 16th notes, alternating with the right hand lead, alternating with the left hand lead, playing one hand 16ths with the right hand, and playing 16ths with the left hand. That's 4 different systems. Here's something that you want to do. You know, you won't get bored. You can't do this enough. That's period. What you want to do, for example, is take line 3 of the stick control book and make line 3, okay, a system. So instead of going 1 E and you're going 1 E and 2 E and E and 4 E and Same vein, same feel, same count. And play the stick control book down. All the R's the bass drum. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and or 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and It's a different feel. You understand that? Do we understand that, guys? And the endless journey of knowledge. Okay, so what we're going to do for the remainder of the lesson is developing endurance. I might as well join the other crews. How to get faster singles in 10 days. Send me $150 and you will do it. Ha! Okay. Nah, it don't happen that way. What I like to do is set a timer. So if you never did this before, 2 minutes tops. Then eventually as you do this, say 3-4 minutes. So, how do we develop endurance? We're not talking endurance like this. You can play like that for an hour. There's nothing happening there. Let's say you want to get singles faster. Not faster, but you want to be able to play singles for a long period of time. So what I do, I'm going to set the metronome. Let's go to, that seems pretty good. That's my tempo. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to do 16ths over and over again at different levels so I get dynamics, but Now, I'm not going to sit here and do that for 5 minutes, but find yourself a home. When I say find yourself a home, find yourself a nice groove, or not groove, but tempo that you're going to feel relaxed. If you don't think, so I could do that for 3 minutes, no problem. Believe me, doing something like that for 3 minutes seems like an eternity if it's the first a couple times that you're doing that. So, get realistic and say go to maybe 90, 96, and sit there and do single strokes right-handed lead for a minute or 2 minutes. You feel any discomfort, any kind of pain that's going on, you instantly stop. But once you get to, say, the right-hand lead down, get it going on for 2 or 3 minutes. Then you're going to find a little awkwardness, because if you're right-handed and you're going to do the left-hand lead, well, you're going to have a problem. It's going to feel weird. So you try the left-hand lead for a minute, 2 minutes at the same tempo. And that eventually is going to develop your endurance to being able to play a single stroke roll for 4 or 5 minutes. But whoever plays a single stroke roll for 4 or 5 minutes in a tune, that's not the object. The object is to loosen your hands, to develop strength in your hands. That's the object. You do that both with line 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5 of the stick control book. Okay? Understand that? Then we go to the turnarounds. Now, Will, you weren't here with the turnarounds. So, for example, if I did the turnaround is a simple process. If I'm doing a right-hand lead, single strokes, I'll do it slow. 1 E and a 2, 3 E and a 4 E and a. And now that was one measure of 16th notes right-handed lead. So the second measure now, what I like to do is do a transition from right-hand lead to left-hand lead without any disruption in the line or the flow. So in order to do that, I'm going to go like this. 1 E and 2. 3 E and now watch. 4 E paradiddle. That leaves me open for my left-hand lead. 2, 3, 4. You see what I just did, Will? And there's all kinds of formulas that we do, and they're in the book, the stick control formulas. I do like line 2. Do that for 2 or 3 minutes. The one that I like, and it's most effective for productivity, is going from line 1 to line 2. Line 1 to line 2 with a metronome, and doing it for 2 or 3 minutes, because what you're doing then is you're strengthening the right hand attack and the left hand attack equally. Okay? When do you think I should do this Zoom thing? What do you guys think? I got to learn how to really use Zoom. It's not difficult, but I like to get a better reception from the computer. Stacy, William, Robert, when do you think I should do this? Sometime maybe during Thursday or Friday? Oh, you going already? All right. Yeah, it is that late. Thank you. The video and audio froze. When? Didn't freeze on me. Okay, guys. Tonight on my site, mattpatellallivelessons.com, 7 p.m. and I'll try to do a little bit more of the reading, okay? I'm not going to be able to put any sheets out there today, okay? William, Robert, did your video freeze? All right, it's being recorded. I'm going to upload it to YouTube. So it must have been something on your end there, Stacy. That's okay. All right, I'm going to close it up, and I'm going to upload the video. Okay, guys. Have a good day. See you tonight, 7